Nothing was ever good for this guy. If you brought a little bit of sunshine, they would make sure to kill it right away. Everything was a criticism. Everything was an opportunity to say something negative. It was like this dark cloud everywhere. Walking towards there was like giving away your soul. You could see how your soul was just coming out of you. Having a conversation with them was like exposing yourself to a Dementor. They would suck the happiness and energy of anyone they could. And this was this person for me. There was nothing ever good coming out of that. But it's not the only Dementor I've ever met. I have met so many more Dementors in the workplace. In the past, I used to be quite negative myself. If you're that negative person, please do something about it. I wrote down some examples. I was asking ChatGPT for help with this, if I'm sincere, because I'm the worst name giver in the history of world. I'm still wondering what name to give this guy. I'm thinking Alfredo, but I don't know yet. Do you think Alfredo, is that a good name? He's thinking. Let's look at it. On the first position, we have aka the Whiner Wraith. The Dementor that I was describing before was the complainer Dementor. Everything was just bad. Everything was horrible. There were also heavy sides, dark clouds around them. Everything was a problem to them. They were sucking the enthusiasm out of everyone, including myself, displaying around like this fog of apathy around them. Their nickname is the Doomcaster. They carry dark, flickering shadows around them. Whenever someone says something, you just say, this is not gonna work, or let's not pretend we care. Everything is bad. Everything is negative.
Can you not do that? It's disgusting.
It's just they create the vibe that they've already been there. They have already seen it all, so they know best. Doesn't matter what you propose to them, they already know best. They're always watching from the corner, like shaking their head slowly. I think I used to be that at some point. When I get super angry in life, I can become a little bit of a Cynic Dementor. Then there's one of the most painful Dementors to watch. Their nickname? Martyr Shade. They just walk around complaining about how the world was unfair with them.
I tried being rational. I got no help from corporate, so that leaves me with no options.
You'll see them try to crawl into power so that they finally get a way for people to listen to them, because no one takes them seriously anymore. Everything that comes out of their mouth is just bad. They create guilt and emotional exhaustion to everyone around.
Oh, I cry myself to sleep.
They drive you into eternal meetings where they are complaining about how the team is not fair to them. Someone else is making their life impossible. Nothing is good enough for them. Any chance they got, they make it about them. They start draining all of your energy. They are cloaked in emotional storm clouds. If you see them, run away on the opposite direction. Even when you look at them, you can immediately see it. They are like, ugh. It's like if you leave a grape next to them, it will become a raisin so quickly because they drain all of the energy from any kind of person around. AKA the Backbite. I'm sure we all know one of those. They hide behind a very friendly face. They try to portray this aura of being a nice person, even though they are just waiting for the moment to bite, to attack.
So maybe you're not completely ethical after all.
Yes, maybe I'm not.
They leave behind trails of whisper and rumors. That's the way that they operate.
Oh, what wicked gossip. Tongues will wag.
The most typical thing they do is saying something like, oh yeah, you didn't hear this from me, but whatever. Sorry, I forgot that it was private. They have this kind of mechanics where they pretend to be like the mosquita muerta. They are portraying to be nice to you, and then behind you, they are spreading all sorts of rumors about you. With this kind of Dementors, don't give them any information. Don't bring your energy around them, just contain your energy, you know? They'll figure out a way for you to tell them something new that they can use against you. So don't give them any new information. Just don't share anything with them. Stay away from them. One of their main traits is they undermine trust and create paranoia around them. They are very insecure, so they always think that someone's out to get them or someone will get their position. And so they will make sure they spread enough rumors for that person not to get anywhere. They are always walking around hallways, stopping by people's desks. They always have something to say. Next one. AKA the Stagnator. They bring in an aura where they are frozen in the past. Like they feel like this huge monolith, this stagnation. Everything needs to stay the same way. The typical phrases you might hear from them are something like, that's not how we do it here. They don't want anyone to bring any sort of change. In the cases that I've seen, they tend to be someone who possesses some skill on something and they don't want that to change. They try to preserve the old way of doing things where they are still in control. They never want to do something differently. Not because of the amount of change it requires, but because they want to be the expert in the way of doing so. They don't approve of anyone to do anything differently. They try to preserve everything in their way. They will hold things such as manifestos by them. They always want things to be done in a very specific way. They fear so much being replaced. They know they are not bringing any value, and rather than trying to create that value, they need to make sure that nothing changes. This is very different for a traditional engineer who doesn't want change, because engineers naturally don't want change. They like a constant environment, and this is not the same profile I'm talking about. I'm talking about the negative, I don't want any progress type of Dementor. AKA the Critic shade. They walk around with their piercing red eyes and dagger-like words.
See that? Yeah, the floppy-haired girl you date won a point.
They'll just stab you with whatever word they can spread. You'll hear from them comments such as, oh, you call this a presentation? Oh, you actually worked on this? They try to slowly kill your confidence and remove any kind of possibility for psychological safety. Stay away from them. AKA the smiling snake. They provide false worms with venom underneath. You'll hear from them lines such as, oh wow, it must be so nice to leave early, even though you're leaving on your time. Or they ask you to do something that is not related to what you're supposed to do because you're done with your stuff, and they'll respond in front of everyone. Some of the things you'll notice around them is they make you second guess, and they create these tension words around them.
This is Sprinkles. She was my best friend. I asked Dwight Schrute to feed her once, and she is now deceased.
It's a flickering mask that smiles but spreads all of this negativity around them. This one particularly annoys me. AKA the noisy phantom of workplace chaos. Whenever they arrive, you'll notice they make a noise. They need to make some kind of puffing sound after someone said something. Whenever they cannot do that, they'll just roll their eyes. Everything has to be about making themselves seem important. They interrupt, speak over others. They don't care about what anyone has to say. They try to turn everything that anyone says into something negative and bring the attention back to themselves. You'll hear them smashing a notebook on the table, or they'll need to push a chair to make some noise and get everyone to look at them.
Oh! What?
They are waiting for anyone to ask them, hey, is something wrong? And the thing is, no one does it, or the person who they want the attention from is not doing it, so they keep on doing it until they get some bit of attention. The problem with these ones is that they create drama, they create unnecessary chaos, and create a negative atmosphere for everyone around them. It's like what goes behind their mindset is, oh, I'm overwhelmed, so everyone should know about it. If you encounter any of these Dementors, you can throw a Patronus.
Expecto Patronum!
But what is a Patronus? Well, you need to shine in some light, you know? Bring in some figure of positivity.
For that, you have to be positive.
I'm not talking about toxic positivity here. I'm talking about just, if you can, make someone's day better. Give someone a little piece of feedback that can make their life better. Like, be the charger to their batteries, you know? Just say something nice.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Say something that might make their life a little bit better. Don't wait for someone to die to have something nice to say about them.
Michael, Angela's cat died.
Like, just go to your colleague and say, hey, I appreciate you doing this.
I really appreciate your letting me work alongside you so closely today.
Or show gratitude. Like, first practice gratitude towards yourself,
Of course you do, Moonface.
and then show gratitude to others. Try to create a spirit where people are appreciating each other rather than just creating this negativity. What this does is creating a positivity that is not tolerable for any of these Dementors, and eventually they leave.
I'm gonna go home and lie down, draw the shades. There's just so much sun in here.
I really value the amount of work you put when doing this, or I felt really supported when you did that.
Who did this to you?
There's some people who have always been there for me somehow and lifted me in the negative times. And you know the thing about these people, you never forget about them. People don't remember what you said to them, but they always remember how you made them feel. So be the person who made them feel something positive. Give them a nice compliment about their presentation.
I really like your glasses.
Offer some support whenever you see they are struggling.
You sure you're okay? Fine.
If they are feeling guilty about something that happened, show them empathy and explain how, hey, everyone messes up sometimes. Just try to make someone's day better. I cannot think of a better way to get rid of these Dementors. If you feel like sometimes you're a little bit negative yourself, just start practicing gratitude.
I wanted to thank you.
Think about, look, I'm in an environment where things could be much worse. One thing I used to do when I was younger was I started picturing a very catastrophic scenario of life. I would put a lot of my attention there thinking, this could have been life. However, this is the life that I'm living. And it's actually pretty sweet if you compare it to this other scenario. And this made me really notice how lucky I was. Make someone else's day a little bit better. You don't lose anything by doing that. It might make a difference on someone else. If you see someone down, ask them, hey, something up. Do you need to talk? Now, if it's one of those Dementors, don't ask them to talk because, you know, they are going to drag you down with them. But if you see there is a colleague that is usually nice to me and they're having a bad day, maybe ask them about it. Bring them a snack.
Hey, Dwight. Hey, you want an M&M?
Do something nice for them. I know it's not common in the workplace, but, well, I'm not a common worker, so I don't know of common behaviors. I just know of the behaviors I would like to do myself. Show appreciation to your team, to your colleagues. Show appreciation to people who have provided a lot of effort. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to try, you know? At the beginning, people are gonna think that you're about to throw a backhanded compliment.
You'll thank me later.
But eventually they will realize this is who you are. Like, you're just a kind being. You just want them to do better in that day. And they'll relax around you. Is there a particular Dementor that I haven't mentioned? Write in the comments. With all of these Dementors, be super careful, because the moment you say something wrong, it's gonna be like, oopsie, I shouldn't have said that. You need to be strategic about what information you give to these people. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to become strategic, take a look at the video that I'm gonna leave right here. And keep the vibes positive. Thanks a lot and have a nice day.